Palestinian Authority minister. Hamass's October 7 massacre of Israelis, heroic.
Here's a summary of the article.
Jabril Rajab, secretary of Fatah's Central Committee, praised Hamass's October 7 massacre in Israel's south during a press conference in Kuwait earlier this month, a local newspaper reported in Arabic. Rajab called the attack, during which thousands of Hamas terrorists invaded southern Israel, shooting, raping, burning, and beheading about 1,200 people, an earthquake, an unprecedented event, portraying it as a defensive action against Israeli aggression, which includes Israel's response to it. Rajab said that Hamas's attack, part of a defensive war full of epics and heroics that the Palestinian people have been fighting for 75 years, thwarted a plan, by the Israeli right, to integrate the country into the larger Middle East without the Palestinian issue on the agenda. Israel's imminent rapprochement with Saudi Arabia at the time of Hamas's brutal attack is widely said to have included a demand for Israeli concessions on the Palestinian issue to preserve the possibility of a two-state solution. As Neville Teller wrote in the Jerusalem Post earlier this year, Hamas believes that the only effective way to achieve the desired outcome is through continual conflict and terror, unlike other Palestinian factions that endorse, or at least entertain, the possibility of a peace agreement with Israel. Rajab invokes international law, support for a Palestinian state. Fatah, Rajab's party, which governs the Palestinian Authority under the leadership of President Mahmoud Abbas, officially supports a two-state solution.
This post received a score of 3,400, with an upvote ratio of 83%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Praising attacks on civilians like it was medieval times.
They've also gone from celebrating R, to denying it happened, to IDF faked it, to now calling it heroic.
If I did this, just me, alone, took a trip across town, maybe to your town, shot some people, beheaded one, raped another, went back home. How could I possibly word it in order to make it seem like it was justified, didn't happen? How could it be described so that it seems like it wasn't criminal? Like they were asking for it? You know?
Praising an attack that was more akin to a mass shooting than a military operation should be condemned by everyone.
And this is why they get called out for being terrorists. You cannot negotiate with people like this, as sooner or later they will strike when they get the upper hand. If the Palestinians want peace, then they are going to have to expunge people of this mindset from all levels of government.
It's kind of remarkable how disconnected the propaganda machine for the Palestinians is from their leadership. We hear ad nauseum about how Hamas totally does not represent the Palestinian people, and they are just a peaceful group that wants freedom. And then every chance anybody in power over there gets a chance to speak, they spew vitriol and hate. 80% of Palestinians approve of Hamas. The hate runs deep.
Yep. I feel awful for the children in Palestine too young to even know WTF is going on, but their parents made this mess. Now they have to suffer for it.
World leaders. What Hamas did was atrocious. They must be destroyed and replaced by the moderate Palestinian Authority. Palestinian Authority. What Hamas did was heroic. Also, Israel attacked its own people. World leaders. Palestinian Authority. Can we have more aid money? The Martyr Fund has been depleted since October 7. I can search for links to PA claims of Israel killing its citizens on October 7 then retracting it. The Martyr Fund is very much documented. It even has a wiki page, but still not criticized enough.
I am still flabbergasted that the EU sends money to the PA knowing they use it to incentivize suicide bombing. I can understand supporting the families of those imprisoned. Israel's court process for Palestinians is a gross miscarriage of justice. But giving a family a stipend for life because they killed someone else? And not just someone, but anyone in the country right next door? I'm astonished. You can support Palestinians without funding that behavior. And even if you couldn't, those are choices the PA is making.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.